Hey everybody, how's it going? Jesse Macaluso here. Today I'd like to discuss the way that I personally approached meditation that revolutionized my way of life. Other than simply just hearing me out, I have only one other request that you mostly have your attention on a slow, intentionally controlled breathing pattern. It helps to assign a time signature, as in music. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even spacing, and it also helps to break down the breathing pattern into 4 pieces. So you have the inhale, hold, exhale, and then hold again. So with this rhythmic pattern, you have a regularity there that you're controlling. Another helpful tip is to remember we've often experienced a sigh. Every single one of us has probably sighed at one time or another. And it's a way that you just kind of, oh, well, all this stuff is going on. And then after that, you do feel a little bit better and you start getting your head back on your shoulders and you get to her and you solve the problem. If you can try to keep that pressure on your inhale and on your exhale during your breathing process, kind of purse your lips a little bit together if you have to create pressure on the exhale. But it should be more like this. So I have a metronome here, and I'm just going to breathe for you. And when you hear the bell is when you shift to the next part of the breathing pattern. So and it doesn't matter if you want to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, or in through your nose and out through your mouth. It doesn't matter as long as you have the pressure there. And just keep the idea of a metronome in your head, this even consistency and a broken down breathing pattern. You pause and repeat this process. The slower the better, but keep count in the form of time because it's very important, because the goal essentially is to establish rhythm. Meditation is a way of life more than it is just some task. A lot of people view it this way, it seems. It's a task that we do before returning to baseline mildly content mode. Again, we all know how to sigh, and the sigh does seem to help. And to me, a sigh can almost be seen as a super small, very brief meditation, a letting out of some pressure. Focusing on your breathing allows for constant regulation by you and provides more oxygen to the brain, clears up that mental cloudiness, regulates your heartbeat, and greatly reduces or eliminates anxiety, worry, and fear. By the way, are you still focused on your breath? How quickly the mind can run away from us. Some concepts that help along with the breathing practices to help control the mind. I like to think of the mind as very adept in what I call freestyle thinking. This approach is very helpful for me as I was an extreme sports athlete. So if you provide the brain a seed, like sadness for example, it'll run with that and come up with creative reasons for you to remain sad. And it's very hard to get out of this sort of rabbit hole you'll get yourself into because as you come up with a solution, you still seem to receive reasons to stay sad. But there is a certain threshold where if you stay adamant that you want to remain optimistic in your mind, the other more negative thoughts and patterns that you normally have will start to fade away. Again, think of it like a vending machine with an endless variety of snacks. You walk up with your observer soul token and you request from the brain what you want. Maybe you start your day and you just know it's going to be a bad day now because you stubbed your toe. From that point forward, the mind is on a mission to find everything it can wrong with the day to justify you being in a pouty mood. It'll even be biased if necessary. Many can be fooled by untrue mind candy, mind snacks that feel better than having the actual emotion that will get you past whatever you're going through. Again, you can get stuck in these sort of rabbit holes. You can go on believing a person offended you, when in actuality, even after seeing the evidence, you won't believe it, but in actuality, you were the one that offended. And failure to come to terms with that, you're just going to repeat that with another person. Combining these ideas, imagine how easily a sad mind state could lead to anxiety and fast-paced, shallow breathing. I wonder if you're still breathing rhythmically, or if your mind might have gotten lost again in all these words. Okay, so you give the mind a sad seed to fixate upon. Good. Now the mind will, enthusiastically, create snacks for your mind so it can further the original creativity point, we'll call it. In this example, sadness and anxiety. There you sit, sad, anxious, feeling hopeless, in fight or flight mode. First, you must ask, is this panic response actually required? Is there danger? Do I need to run? If not, take rhythmic control over your breath and force a new thought to take priority. A song lyric you like. More positive the better. A powerful quote. It doesn't matter how silly it is as long as it makes you feel better. You're not telling anybody else, so it can be anything. Something that makes you laugh. Anything really. To break the cycle that you've been caught in. It takes conscious effort, but every one of us can do it. And it had a dramatic influence on my life to think this way, so I really hope that this helps somebody out there. Anyway, have a good day.